नमस्सर्वेभ्यः कक्ष्यायां स्वागतं। प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। पञ्चमपाठस्य अन्तिमभागेषु स्मः। तत्र संस्कृतसाहित्यपरिचयः इति यदा आरब्धं प्रथमपाठात् तस्य एव अत्र इदानीं गद्यकाव्यं पद्यकाव्यम् एतादृशभेदाः सन्ति इति ज्ञातं। तत्र चम्पूः इति मिश्रितकाव्यम् इति, यत्र गद्यपद्यसम्मिश्रितकाव्यम् आधिक्येन तत्र द्वौ अपि भवतः, परन्तु केचन केवले एव पद्यानि स्थापयित्वा चम्पू इति कथयितुं न शक्नुमः। गद्यमपि स्यात् पद्यमपि अधिकं स्यात् तस्मिन् इति अस्ति। चम्पूग्रन्थाः इत्यस्मिन् उपभागे पठामः। दृश्यं श्रव्यं चेति काव्यं द्विधा विभक्तं। that which is shown, that which is heard. दृश्यं श्रव्यं चेति काव्यं द्विधा विभक्तं। तत्र श्रव्यकाव्येषु अन्यतमम् अस्ति चम्पूकाव्यं. So that which is heard or that which is read, in that sense, amongst them one important variety is चम्पूकाव्यं. गद्यपद्य सम्मिश्रः काव्यप्रकारः चम्पूः इति उच्यते। गद्यपद्य सम्मिश्रः काव्यप्रकारः चम्पूः इति श्रव्यकाव्येषु अन्तर्भवति। गद्यं पद्यं चम्पूः इत्यत्र श्रव्यकाव्येषु त्रिधा इति वक्तुं शक्नुमः। कविः दण्डी चम्पूलक्षणम् एवं निरूपयति। दण्डी इति तस्य प्रातिपदिकमस्ति दण्डिन् इति। दण्डः हस्ते यस्य सः दण्डी इति। तेन चम्पूलक्षणम् एवं निरूपयति सः, निरूपितमस्ति। गद्यपद्यमयी काचित् चम्पूरिति अभिधीयते. सो गद्यपद्यमयी mean not just a little bit of gadya, little bit of padya, better be a good proportion of both. That is called champu. It's known as champu. Prachine kale api champu grantaha asan eva. It's not as if Dandi created the category. They were always there. He just named it, I guess. Yataha anyeshu granteshu tesham ullekah drishyate. We do see references to champu word even earlier. Kintu idanim upalabhyamaneshu champu grantheshu prathama nama nalachampuhu. So see, prathama iti asti kila, न तु प्रथमम् अथवा प्रथमः, अर्थात् चम्पूः इति स्त्रीलिङ्गपदम् इति मन्ये। अत्र विधेयकभावः, काव्यप्रकारः चम्पूः इति उच्यते इत्यत्र विधेयकभावः। तत्र साक्षात् प्रकारः इत्यनेन प्रकारशब्दस्य एव लिङ्गं स्वीकृतम्। अत्र तु प्रथमा नलचम्पूः इत्यनेन विशेषणविशेष्यभावः अस्ति इति तत्र स्त्रीलिङ्गम् इति वक्तुं शक्नुमः। एवं भाति। अस्तु, नलचम्पूः एषः ग्रन्थः दशमे शतके अत्र अस्ति किल अधः शम्पू पदविभागः स्त्रीलिङ्गः स्थापितमस्ति कोशे। आम्, एषः ग्रन्थः दशमे शतके स्थितेन त्रिविक्रमभट्टेन रचितः। अत्यन्तपुरातनं यद् उपलब्धम् अस्ति काव्येषु नलचम्पूः इति ग्रन्थस्य नाम। एषः ग्रन्थः दशमे शतके स्थितेन त्रिविक्रमभट्टेन रचितः। अस्तु, तु नलचम्पू त्रिविक्रमभट्ट गद्यपद्यमयी काचित् चम्पूः इति अभिधीयते। एतत् सर्वं दण्डिना प्रोक्तम्। एतत् सर्वं किञ्चित् मनसि स्थाप्यताम्। गद्यपद्यसम्मिश्ररचना ब्राह्मणग्रन्थेषु एव दृश्यते। किमु काव्ये साक्षात् अतिपुरातनवेदग्रन्थेषु यथा ब्राह्मणग्रन्थेषु अपि गद्यपद्यसम्मिश्रितरचना अस्ति, परन्तु तत्र तु न तु कला इति वक्तव्यं, तत्र काव्यं कला इति पदेन वेदानां सूचना न भवति। तत्र अति शास्त्रीयग्रन्थमस्ति, तत्र एवं विभजनं कृत्वा एतत् चम्पू अस्ति एतत् न वक्तव्यं, परन्तु तत्र शैली दृश्यते एव। गद्यपद्यसम्मिश्ररचना ब्राह्मणग्रन्थेषु, ब्राह्मण इस् एन् एक्स्प्लनेटरी सेक्शन ऑफ Vedic literature where the procedures etc are explained as to the conduct of yajna eva drishyate. ऐतरेय ब्राह्मणस्य हरिश्चन्द्रोपाख्यानम् एतस्य प्रमुखम् उदाहरणम्. So as part of ऐतरेय ब्राह्मण there is a upakhyana, that means there is a upakatha, okay, of Harishchandra. Etasya pramukham udaharanam, that is written in a Mishrita style. So Harishchandra upakhyanam aitareya brahmanam brahmana granteshu gadyapadya sammishra rachana etadapi asti iti manasi sthapyatam. Upanishad granteshu api mishra rachanaha drishyante eva. Even in Upanishads we do see snippets of mixture. महाभारते विष्णुपुराणे भागवते च विरलतया मिश्ररचनाः दृश्यन्ते. विरलतया इत्युक्ते केचन एव गद्यांशाः तत्र अत्र तत्र वाक्यद्वयं वा भवति. आधिक्येन एते सर्वे पद्यग्रन्थाः एव, अर्थात् पद्यमयी एव. गद्यं किञ्चित् गद्यम् इति वक्तुं न अर्हामः, तत्कारणात् तत्र न क्रियते. महाभारते विष्णुपुराणे भागवते च विरलतया मिश्ररचनाः दृश्यन्ते. शिलालेखेषु अपि एषा मिश्रशैली एव दृश्यते. सो इवन इन yes Varya.
So Viralataya means rarely.
Rarely, correct. Virala means very rarely. Viralataya in a rare fashion. Yes. Shilalekheshu, that means in stone engravings where they leave details of a certain king's exploits, etc. There is a Mishra Shaili. So there is some explanatory note and then some couple of verses to embellish the achievement, etc. शिलालेखेषु अपि एषा मिश्रशैली एव दृश्यते. पंचतंत्रं, हितोपदेशः, शुकसप्ततिः इत्यादिषु ग्रन्थेषु अपि मिश्रशैली एव प्राधान्येन दृश्यते. पंचतंत्र इज a good example, but there is a difference between a Champu and mixture writings like Panchatantra and Hitopadesha. In Panchatantra and Hitopadesha, they resort to the verses only as Subhashitas, not as Katha Bhaga. The storyline continues in Gadya, and in between in the mouth of the characters some beautiful Subhashitas are placed, not to progress the story, but just for that character to explain a similar event and some yukti, some technique, etc., what the elders have told, this kind of thing. So, but the storylines, even the Upakathas, they are all Gadyas. काकः एवं तत्र गतवान् अत्र गतवान्, एतत् सर्वं गद्ये एव भवति. काकस्य विषये किमपि तत्र पद्येषु न स्थाप्यते, परन्तु तत्र किमपि अन्यत् उपमा अलङ्कारयुक्तम् एवं किमपि उच्यते तत्र. तत्र परन्तु चम्पू ग्रन्थेषु तथा न. किञ्चित् जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकेंड. चम्पू ग्रन्थेषु तथा न. कथाभागं पद्ये अपि अनुसरति इति भाति. That's why there is a classification like that. पंचतंत्रं, हितोपदेशः, शुकसप्ततिः इत्यादिषु ग्रन्थेषु अपि मिश्रशैली एव प्राधान्येन दृश्यते. मेजर्ली सीन्. कालिदासभासादीनां नाटकेषु, कालिदासः भासः, एतेषाम् अन्येषामपि नाटकानि सन्ति, तेषु अपि मिश्रशैली अस्ति एव. I mean, it is there, no? Singing combined with संभाषण is a common style. एवं एतेषु सर्वेषु अपि दृश्यमाना मिश्रशैली एव चम्पूरूपं प्राप्तवती. So these are all influences is being mentioned. Okay. केवलगद्यस्य केवलपद्यस्य च अपेक्षया अपि मिश्रशैली एव आकर्षिका इति चिन्तनं चम्पूरचनायाः प्रेरकम् अस्ति. सो चम्पूरचनायाः प्रेरकं किम् इत्युक्ते गद्यभागेन अथवा केवलपद्यभागेन किञ्चित् एवं सौन्दर्यं प्राप्तुं शक्नुमः. द्वयोः यत् सौन्दर्यं पृथक्तया अस्ति तत् एकत्र मिश्रशैलिना प्राप्तुं शक्नुमः इति प्रेरकम् अस्ति इति किञ्चित् मनसि स्थाप्यताम्. यथा सङ्गीतसहितं पद्यम् आकर्षकम्, यथा च द्राक्षामधुनोः मेलनं रुचिकरं, तथैव गद्यपद्यसम्मिश्रणम् अपि. Just as a padya, instead of just doing plain ratana like sometimes I end up doing due to lack of knowledge, if it can be sung in a good raga, how that is attractive. And the same way as honey mixed with grape is tasty, the same way gadya padya sammishranam api bhavati iti vadati. Yatra lekakah samyak asti. Padya kavye ekasmin sarge, sarga is like a chapter of padya kavya. It's a typical name given. Padya kavya, there are many names, but sarga, ullasa, various names are there. Padya kavye ekasmin sarge ekam eva chandah upayoktavyam. So this is a generic trait that Kavis have followed. Kalidasa, for example, he chooses a vritti, a kind of meter, and sticks to that meter in a given chapter. And then at the chapter end, one or two verses as the conclusion of the chapter, he switches to usually a more broader, lengthier meter there to conclude the chapter. This is Shaili. The next chapter may not again repeat the same common vritti. He may switch to another type. So he has done this. So he skillfully he has composed his, for example, Raghuvamsham is one such example. He switches the vritti chapter to chapter. Of course, some chapters share the vritti. It's not like everybody is different, but yeah, there is that scene. He is not a great devotee of Anushtubh. He will choose Indra Vajra and such more complex meters, which also let him use more aksharas in a verse. So he can be more utilitarian in putting more information. Okay. Padyakavye ekasmin sarge ekam eva chandah upayoktavyam. किंतु चंपू काव्ये तथा नियमः न भवति. यत्र कुत्रापि यत्किमपि छन्दः उपयोक्तुं शक्यते. So one of the major differences. So in a normal padya kavya there is some not like a restriction, there is a methodology followed by kavis to use one vritta or one chanda for the particular chapter in one sarga. Whereas in Champu, because mostly it is muktakams, what happens in Champu Kavya, instead of reams of verses, it will be like a short snippets. So they use variety chanda there, okay, variety meters there. Purvapara sambandhasya yojanartham gadyasya upayogah kartum shakyate. So you can use the gadya bhaga to link between segments of verses is what is being told out. Purva para sambandhasya, so relationship of context before and after, okay, that to put in, to engage, to locate that, gadyasya upayogah kartum shakyate. I mean, one of the things, it can be more than that, but yeah. Evam saulabhyam champu kavyeshu adhikam. So there is more facility in the Champu Kavya for Kavi to not get stuck with his story rendering. He doesn't have to get stuck in, oh, I must compose into a verse, etc. So certain simple progression of the story he can finish off in a few nice sentences and then go into some Kavya as necessary for the context. Yaha gadye padye cha स्वसामर्थ्यं प्रदर्शयितुम् इच्छति तस्मै अपि चंपू काव्यम उत्तमं क्षेत्रम. So one who wants to show his ability in both paths, because they tend to specialize, right? Gadya kavis like Bana, etc. Like, so they can in one single kriti they can show samarthya in both also. This is also correct. Gadye padye swasamartyam pradarshayितुम् इच्छति तस्मै अपि चम्पूकाव्यम् उत्तमं क्षेत्रम्. अतः एव बहवः कवयः चम्पूग्रन्थान् अधिकतया लिखितवन्तः. There are a lot of Champu granthas due to this. They like this. Padyakavyeshu antharvibhagasya sargah iti nama yatha nishchitam. Usually as they use sarga as the segments of chapters, the way that is determined. Tatha Champu granthe nasti. So there isn't any such sarga principle. Here, see, kavayah yat swasmai rochate tat nama nirdishanti. So they choose more colorful names. So that list of names is given here. Stabakam, Uchvasaha, Ashvasaha, Vilasaha, Tarangaha, Sargaha is again also used. Lambakaha, Kallolaha. So Stabakam in the sense of some kind of a pillar sense, I don't know, I'm not sure. Uchvasa is in the sense of a breath, intake of the breath. Ashvasaha is maybe with a ang, complete breath sense. Or maybe some other reason why they choose that name. Vilasaha is a nice name. Okay, so Vilasa is like a vihara in a particular place is a Vilasa, some kind of a game type of play. Taranga, a wave. Okay, Taranga is a wave. Sarga is a more common thing in the sense of a segment type of sense. Okay, and then Lambakaha, maybe Stabakam. Lambakaha is more like pillar a little bit. And then Kallolaha, I think here this must be some whirlpool type of sense. So interesting. Taranga, Kallola. If somebody named something Taranga, why not call it Kallola like that? Somebody else thought, I think. Yeah, somebody wanted to say something in between. Okay. Ityadini namani Champu grantheshu drishyante. So once more we'll read that. Stabakam, Uchvasaha, Ashvasaha, Vilasaha, Tarangaha, Sargaha, Lambakaha, Kallolaha. Try to remember a significant number of them. There could be a question challenging our memory. Varnaniya Vishayam avalambya Champu grantaha Chaturdha vibhaktum shakyaha. So depending on the subject matter that has to be explained. So not necessarily on style, depending on the subject matter. So important. Varnaniya Vishayam avalambya Champu grantaha Chaturdha vibhaktum shakyaha. 4 classifications can be brought into our notice. Techa vibhagaha evam Pauranika katham Aitihasika katham va avalambya rachitaha. So those which are are based on stories found in Puranas and Itihasas. Itihasa generally we mean 2 granthas. Here we mean Ramayana and Mahabharata. A few other things are there, but majorly that's what. Then Pauranika Katha too, there are lots of Puranas with lots of stories. Some overlap is there. Same stories told in slightly different ways in different Puranas, but a lot of independent stories. Okay, so based on those, Kavis can show their Kavitva in Champus like this. So that examples for such which are based on Purana and Itihasa are Nala Champuhu, the first one that is available to us, the oldest one that is available to us. Yeah, Varadambika Parinayaha. This is just a few centuries ago, and I think this one is we saw is a Kavaitri's effort. Okay. So Nala Champuhu, Varadambika Parinaya ityadaha. Here Varadambika Parinaya, she didn't depend on Itihasa of some nature like Ramayana Mahabharata. She depended on what really happened in the close history of her own kingdom as one of the queens. Okay, so it's a lived experience that has been rendered. Kalpanika katham avalambya rachitaha. So based on imagined stories. Okay, so these are Kavi's creations. Okay, Yatha Vikramasena Champuhu, Udaya Sundari Katha ityadayaha. Okay, so Kalpanikam. So Pratamam Pauranikam Aitihasikam Avalambanam, Kalpanikam Dvitiyam, Tirtha Kshetradi Varnanartham Pravurtaha. So these are to give descriptions of various punya kshetras, tirtha kshetras. Okay, so little bit you can say Meghadutam is not a Champu, but it is actually also little bit tirtha kshetradi varnanam kriyate tatra Kalidasena, because it is a the Yaksha is literally giving a map of how the Megha should travel back to Avanti Pura. So he is very descriptive about various things that are found along the way, the major cities, how the rivers flow, etc., how the cloud Megha should stop everywhere, observe things, and then without wasting too much time, because otherwise message has to be conveyed quickly, move on towards Kailasa. So this is there in other places, but looks like it is a Champu Shaili also to do Tirtha Kshetra Varnanam. So Vishwa Gunadarsha Champuhu Yatra Prabandhaha. Oh, the name itself is Yatra Prabandhaha. See, travelogue. Very interesting. Okay, Ityadaya. They have not written the Kavi name, but I am sure we can dig that up if we do some search. Then Darshanika Vicharam Pradhani Kritya Pravrittaha. So little bit more philosophical. Okay, so Pauranika Aitihasika Avalambaha, Kalpanika Rachana, Tirtha Kshetradi Varnanam, Darshanika Vichara Yuktam. Okay, Darshanika Vicharam Pradhani Kritya Pravrittaha. Pravrittaha means generated. Yatha Tattva Gunadarshaha. See, the name itself has Tattva and Guna. Then Vidvan Modat Tarangini. So this is about making the Pandits happy, those who are knowledgeable happy. That means better be of high value content. So that's Darshanika Vichara here. Okay, so some examples for each, but importantly try to remember the classification a little bit. Okay, Purana Itihasika Avalambena Rachitaha Kalpanikaha Tirthakshetradi Yatradi Varnane Pravrittaha Darshanika Vichara Yuktaha Evam Kinchit Manasi Sthapyatu. Samskrita Kshetre Etavata Panchasaptatyadika Dvishata Champu Kavyani Rachitani. So we have 280, sorry. Panchashityadika Dvishata Champu Kavyani Rachitani Santi iti Sadharam Jnayate. Sadharam. So with support to evidence din count, we have been able to count 285. Kintu teshu prakashitaha chatussaptatihi. Oh, okay. What is available and accessible to us due to available prints are 74. Okay. Very small amount. Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, Bhagavatam, Jaina Puranani, Shaiva Puranani cha Champu Granthanam Moolasrotamsi. So this the first two categories, okay, seems to be, actually may not be Kalpanikam so much. Purana Itihasa, first category seems to be dominant. Ramayana, Mahabharatam, Bhagavatam, Jaina Puranani, that also undergoes under Pauranika Katha. Shaiva Puranani, that's there. So the first category seems to be dominant. Ashraya Datrunam Ragnyam. Yes, Varya?
Moola
Srota means source. Okay. Moola means fundamental. Okay. So these are the genesis granthas for the Champu Kavya. Moola Srota means the original source. Okay. Like for example, wherever Ganga is born, that is the Moola Srota of Ganga, like that. Whichever glacier.
Is it Srotas Shabda?
Srotas, I think, yes. Srota, I think is an Apumsaka. So Srotamsi is a Bahuvachana form of that Srotas Shabda. Okay? Yeah. Ashrayadatrunam Ragnyam Charitrasya Chitranartham Api Bahuni Champu Kavyani Rachitani Drishyante. Like we saw Vikramasena Champu. But here Kalpanika is written, so maybe there was no such, it may be an imagined king. Okay, but there may be places where actual kings, for example, Varadambika Parinayaha, when that queen created that to talk about the Parinaya of her own co-queen, I'm sure she put a lot of expressive details about the king also over there. So that could be considered under this. Ragnyam charitrasya chitranartam api bahuni champu kavyani rachitani drishyante. Okay. So let us finish reading this, and then I will click and show one example, because they have not shown any example. I wanted us to quickly take a look at an example. That's why I have this click here. Let's come to that later. Let's finish reading this. Champu granthanam anyat ekam vaishishtyam nama. So there is another speciality of Champu grantha. What is that? To name that, Dakshina Bharatiyaihi eva ete grantaha adhikataya rachitaha. So looks like the southern kavis have more creations that have been created in this space. Atra karanam evam syat iti tarkayanti panditaha. So the experts think this may be the reason for it. Champu grantaha dashama shatakasya anantaram janapriyaha jataha. They became popular after the 10th century. तत्समये उत्तरभारते यवनादीनाम् आक्रमणं विशेषतः दृश्यते स्म. By then, north was being severely under the attack of other people. Yavanas means all those from the far west. So, yeah, दृश्यते स्म. अतः राजकीय स्थिरता सामाजिक क्षान्तिः इत्यादयः तत्र अधिकतया न आसन्. So by then they didn't have political stability, societal stability, all these were lost. So what happens? The first things to suffer is very culturally deep stuff. They suffer. So where is the space for sitting down and writing Champu Grantha? Sir is fighting to keep his family together. Yatra shantihi na bhavati tatra grantharachanadikam nyunataya eva prachalati. So where there is no peace, you can't have progressive work happening. Yada uttara bharate etadrishi stitihi asit tada dakshina bharate shantihi drishyate sma. So we were a little more protected just by mere distance. Okay, and so we had a little better situation here of kings that supported such panditya. Okay, this is the guess. I guess they're close. Chakravartinaha samanta rajaha cha kavinam protsahakaha asan. See, both the great kings and the local kings, they were very, very encouraging of this kavya. अतः चंपू ग्रंथाः अधिकतया दक्षिण भारतीयैः एव रचिताः. So another learning about this thing. So this found more expression in the south due to even like we had another 500-600 years of life for this creative stuff compared to poor North Indians. Champu granteshu.
That is so true.
Huh?
I really feel being in North India that culturally we are not that instilled in our values like South.
Yeah, don't blame yourself. You actually faced the brunt of it. So technically, I guess you let it live a little more in the interior by your sacrifice. So we do recognize that sacrifice. Thank you. Okay. Champu granteshu Nalachampuhu Trivikrama Bhattarachita. Okay, we saw that earlier reference also. Yashastilaka Champuhu Someshwara Suri Rachita. So this Someshwara Suri, this you can start seeing the southern names here. Yashastilaka Champuhu. Tilaka means that mark on the chinha on the head, on the temple, I should not say head. Yashaha being success. So basically he named it as a mark of success, Champu. Nice name. Okay, and then Champu Ramayanam. This is very famous amongst the Champus. Champu Ramayanam. This is still today. Luckily, it is still a textbook for many higher Sanskrit level studies. So it has got good life left in it for students to be reading, etc. Bojadeva Virachitam. I also undertook a class conducted by some PhD scholar who taught one or two of the chapters of this Champu Ramayana. Bojadeva Virachitam. Champu Bharatam. Ananta Bhatta Virachitam. Okay. Then so Champu Ramayanam, Champu Bharatam, Yashastilaka Champu, Nala Champu, 4 references. Neelakanta Vijaya Champuhu, Neelakanta Dikshita Virachita. So I sometimes have referred to a Guru Varya under whom I continue to learn Sanskritam daily. He conducts these special sessions daily almost. So he is in the lineage of this Neelakanta Dikshita, Appaya Dikshita, etc. His family is from that lineage. So he actually, after working at Intel as a good software engineer for a while, both abroad and here, he decided, what am I doing? And he switched entirely out of corporate industry and went into Sanskrit studies. Now he's a research scholar in a Sanskrit department in Jain University. The Jain University in Bengaluru is doing very well, supporting studies of Sanskrit and all that. Okay, so under one great professor by who himself is retired from IISc as a science technology related professor, called Professor R.N. Iyengar. They are doing work here, a few research scholars, all of them who have quit the corporate industry and gone into this, are doing work on reviving Vruddhagarga Jyotisha. So there are great kritis of one of the Jyotisha Shastra. Not Jyotisha, like I said, is not necessarily just about prediction and things like that. It is more about astronomical studies involved there. So they are carefully editing the various available Tadapatra Granthas, etc., and from various places, and trying to edit them into beautiful books showing the Moola collected from various places and explain that and all that. And these Vruddhagargya Jyotisha predates the inclusion of Greek astronomy into Indian astronomy texts. So it is interesting to go into this because it predates largely even that. Okay, all right, that period. Just yesterday there was a book inauguration in a part of Bengaluru called Mythic Society, some place like that, where one of the chapters of that was introduced as a book called Mahasalilam. Mahasalilam means great ocean, like that. So this is one of the chapters where actually Vishwamitra is asking a series of questions to Vruddhagarga, and in another chapter Vruddhagarga will answer those questions. So yesterday we just went through the questions of Vishwamitra to Vruddhagarga in a short way. Okay, I mean yesterday night session he conducted on that book only, little bit. Anyway, interesting. So it is nice to know that the lineage of such greats, Neelakanta Dikshitas, and this we are talking of 400-500 years ago, the last great Hindu kingdoms that existed under Vijayanagar and few remnants of Chola Pandya empires. Okay, Vishwaguna.
Mahodaya, shall we know his name?
Oh yes, of course. He is called Ananda Vishwanathan. You can even find a YouTube channel, Ananda Vishwanathan, if you search. Okay, he has taught one of the few years ago he taught Bhaskaracharya's Leelavati in a series of YouTube classes that are recorded on YouTube also, which he conducted for a few students. So you can find him there. Okay, so yeah. So he conducts these sessions entirely in Sanskritam and for strict serious students only. He doesn't try to publish it a lot. Though I maintain a copy of this, he is not conducting it for public sharing, because we can go very freely and talk any which way we want, because we know nothing is public. So yeah, so we freely discuss things. We argue when we need to argue, we condemn something when we see something is not correct, etc. Freely, without any restriction. Condemn what is there by the Kavi, written by the Kavi in the Kavya. I don't mean anything else happening in the world. Okay. Vishwagunadarsha Champuhu. So Venkatadhvari, not Adri, Venkatadhvari Rachita. Vishwagunadarsha Champuhu. So, okay, it's an interesting name. Like Vishwagunadarsha. So something about, again, I think philosophical maybe. Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu. So this is our Tirumalamba. Okay, Tirumalambaya Rachita. So it has found repeated reference here. I am so happy. It was there under earlier chapter as the creations of lady authors. So here it is finding a big place under Champu classification. Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu. Ityadayah Prasiddhaha Santi. Now guys, Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu. Let us take a quick look at this. Okay. Where are we on time? Yeah, I think we are doing well. So, Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu. I have taken the first portions only because to going deeper will become tough for us. So, it's very interesting. Somebody has already compiled it nicely with the English translation. So, it is easily accessible to us. Okay, so we can read the Moola, and what we don't understand, we can dip into the English Vyakhyana to get something. Okay. So, Varadambika Parinaya Champuhu Gurubhyo Namaha. Very simple. She places a Gurubhyo Namaha. Moolam. So, here this is the editor's note. This is Moolam. Okay, and then Vyakhyanam. So, I think Varadambika, so smart she is. She wrote the Moola and she wrote a Vyakhyana a little bit also, looks like. Okay. So, I don't think this is, as far as I consider, this is somebody else's effort. Further, this English is this editor's Vyakhyana maybe. Definitely Varadambika didn't bother English, but she did give explanatory notes for her own creation. So, where you can see the Champu Shaili right away. Moolam. Asti khalu samasta jagadananda moola kandalam indivara kula tapah palam Indira Ramana Hrudantara Sattva Parinatihi Shankara Kirita Shringataka Pranganopalalya Shaishavaha. Quite intricate Samskrita words, long samasas. Salila Rashi Lahari Lasika Natana Vilasaramba Gumpita Kusumanjali Samanjasa Kirana Manjarikaha Nikhila Daivata Kula Jivana Kalasarani Samudaya Sudhasara Kasaraha Vaisarina Ketu Jivatuhu Oshadhipatihi Nama. So this whole sentence is about a Oshadhipati. Oshadhi means like basically the you can consider that even trees. Okay, a forest of herbs, herbal trees. Okay, something like that. Also, you can take Oshadhi. Okay, Aushadhi comes from Oshadhi. Okay, so Oshadhipatihi. So it's about somebody who was known as Oshadhipi. Maybe the kingdom was known as Oshadhi in that time. Okay, so she's talking about a king who existed who had all these great qualities. We will not go into over analysis. Okay, but you can see she is giving very great descriptive qualifications to that Oshadhipatihi. Okay, Vyakhyanam. Natvaham Guruvara Pada Padma Yugmam Dhyatva Tam Hridi Jagatipatim Mahesham Manya Shri Bhuda Varalakshmana Swarupaihi Adishtah Kila Kutukam Tanomi Kinchit. So, Mangala Shloka is there about Maheshwara prayer. Okay, so we bowing down to Maheshwara, we say something like that. Amba Parinayakyayam Kurve Champva Manoramam. She is now going into what I am creating. So Amba Parinayakyanam, by the name of Amba Parinaya. So Varadambika Parinaya, she just call it Amba Parinaya here. Okay, Akyayam namna Kurve aham. Okay, Champva, using Champu mechanism. Manoramam, very pleasing. Tikam, I do a tika also. Vidwan manomodakarinim kleshaharinim. So it is a pleaser to the experts, and also it removes difficulties for access to the Moola. Aprasiddha padanyasair brashtair matra padaksharaihi. So she's talking about her shaili, what shaili she is using for the Samskrita. Dunoti manasam champur duruha rasavedinam. So again it will make the people who seek rasa of kavya, it will please their mind, like that she is saying. Tadartam arthamadritya purtinyaya vidhelima kausheye shana yogabha vidvadbihi sa videlima. So she is saying this is this her kavya is such and such praise we learn from those who are experts, something like that. Okay, again I am not over analyzing it. Hari Om Variye.
Yeah, can I just do a little guesswork? This Oshadapati, I think refers to the Chandrama, because there is reference to Shankara.
Actually, yes, here it is there, correct. Things. Illustrious lord of herbs as moon and itself.
And tides also. Sarasa and Samudra.
We will read the English summary, Bhagini. I mean, right now, what I am doing is how we should attempt a little bit and then know where we are faulting. Okay.
Aushadepati is usually the moon.
So now this portion, yeah, correct. So this see, now she has reverted back to this thing again, Gadya. So it's kind of Gadya Padya Mishrita. So so looks like this is the progressive next thing, or actually this is another version. Like you can see here, this is just the original itself. Here you can see English Vyakhyana right next to the Moola. So, and this one there is something slightly different also here. So I don't know what's happening between these two, but here right away the editor has put Chandra Varnanam, description of the moon, like that. So this entire paragraph, this person here says it's actually this Oshadipati is not some king of Oshada Desha, which could have been a possibility, but here it is the very moon itself being exalted by this queen authoress. Okay, so the same thing is there, nothing new there. And then here there is something new which is probably seen in the next page of this grantha. Alambruto Naitya something is there. Tarangamali, like that. So anyway, let's quickly read this. There is the illustrious lord of herbs, moon, who is root cause of bliss of the entire universe. He is the fruit of the austerities of the host of blue lotuses. See, imagine the kavyatva of this lady. Amazing. He is the fruit of austerities of the host of blue lotuses. He is the modification of the quality of light abiding in the inner recess in the heart of Lakshmi's delighter Vishnu. His childhood deserves fondling in the courtyard of crossroad of Shiva's crest. The cluster of his beautiful race resembles a handful of flowers woven together at the commencement of a graceful dance by the dancing girls in the form of waves of the ocean. He is the lake of quintessence of ambrosia, which is the fountainhead of rivulets, whereon floats the boat of life of the entire heavenly host, and he is the life giver of the fish bannered one, Cupid. Okay, Manmatha. Okay, so who makes the ocean resonant by causing it to rise up again and again, thinking that it has not been fully satisfied by the gift waters offered by the kings born in his race. I think a century ago Indians were better in using good English to describe Samskrita. So quite a high English here, nice. Okay, anyway, so a good sample of a Champu, how she has gone about. Okay, all right. So I mean hardly 0.1% of the first page of her work, but interesting. So next segment is about the Champukaras. So it's related. You can see they have 6th and 7th segments. They have made it relatively common. Okay. So now they are more focusing on the authors of some of the Champus that were referred in the list before. So Bhojadeva. Bhojadevena Champu Ramayanam Nama Suprasiddham Champu Kavyam Likitham Asti. So Champu Ramayana, Bhojadeva, like I said, it is one of the more contemporarily studied granthas also. Yeshah Malavadhipatihi, so Malavadeshasya Adhipatihi, artat Malava. Okay, Vidarbha Deshasya Raja iti kechana vadanti. There is some controversy already. Dhara Nagaram Malava Deshasya Rajadani. So Dhara was the name of the capital of Malava Desha or Malava. Aitihasika Pramanaihi Jnayate yat Bhojadevah Ekadashe Shatake, artat evam 1019 through 63 Asit. Okay. Bhojah Swayam Kavihi Asit. Bahunam Panditanam Ashrayadata api Asit. Etena. So not only he was giving refuge to a lot of Panditas, he was also himself quite knowledgeable. Kavi. Etena Saraswati Kanthabaranam Shrungara Prakashah Shabdanuशासनम इत्यादयः अपि रचिताः सन्ति. Shabdanuशासनम is like a paryaya padakosha, like amarakosha, like, so looks like but like I told earlier, no, definitely he would have been quite the expert, but doesn't mean all these creations are directly from his hand. There is this practice, I have seen this even in very contemporary century old granthas of Kannada in Mysuru Asthana. The kavis, no, they put down the king's name. They don't name themselves. They completely, just as they don't want to be recognized as the author, sometimes they just don't even write it. In this case, they just put down the name of the king as the enabler for writing. So over time we tend to think that that person is the original author, but he would have been involved potentially in the draft, etc., discussions. It's not like he would just sit and enjoy. He was quite involved in the Shastriya discussions, etc.
Arya?
Yes, Varya.
Generally, even in Telugu literature also, many of these kavis, they give Ankita to the king who gave them Ashraya.
Yes.
Or dedicate it or whatever. They
sometimes put down as the author, very author itself. Yes.
Oh, also is it?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Because it is below themselves to they would think like, you know, to put down their name alongside the king's was just not acceptable. So Rachita, what is Rachita? Created. Since there is a large contributory effort of the king in the Rachana, they put down as the first author and don't further, unless by other folklore, you know, this is the guy who did it actually, that it is lost. They don't mind it also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there are also cases like Krishna Dev Raya who himself wrote.
Yeah, there are. Like I told, I mean, it's not like they didn't deserve. Only because they were so qualified and deserved to be named, this was done. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Anyway, it's a thing. It's a thing. We give more importance to the one who is to whom it is dedicated rather than oneself. That's a philosophy, no. एतेन सरस्वती कंठाभरणं श्रृंगार प्रकाशः शब्दानुशासनम् इत्यादयः अपि रचिताः सन्ति. So in his name Bhojadeva, it's like there is more than this. Okay. Champu Ramayane बालकांडतः युद्धकांड पर्यंता कथा. Okay, स्त्रीलिंग. बालकांडात् युद्धकांड पर्यंता कथा. So paryantam, paryanta, striling is katha. Okay, so from balakanda up to yuddhakanda. So this is fairly expansive, I think, in its coverage. Panchasu kandeshu. So in 5 kandas of its own, Champu Ramayana, it itself is reasonably large then. Nirupita asti. Ramayanasya eva katha asti asmin grante. So it is exactly Ramayana katha only, nothing new, nothing different. Lalita Manohara Shaili, in a very, very pleasing style. Komalaha Padavinyasaha, very delicate arrangement of words. Sundaraha Alankaraha, beautiful decorations, embellishments. Hridayahari Bhashavishkaranam. So that which steals our heart, that kind of use of linguistic skills. Bhavavishkaranam, sorry, not bhasha. Bhavavishkaranam ityadini etasya grantasya vaishishtyani. So yes, so lot of emotive emotive description is there in this Champu Ramayana. Specialization. Champu Ramayanasya bahuni vyakyanani upalabhyante. So not only it is not just famous because of its own beauty, and it was caught the eye of many other vyakyakaras, and they wrote a lot of vyakyanas. They loved the thing. So maybe it has been in the Pathyakrama over centuries. So the vyakyanas have got generated out of that. Ananta Bhattaha. So Bhojadeva, we understood. So 11th century, he was a king, but also he was a great Ashrayadata and a Kavi himself, and many other authorships are there. And what is the content of Champu Ramayana, little bit has been discussed, both in quality and in the subject matter. Ananta Bhattaha Yeshaha Champu Bharatam iti grantam rachitavan. ग्रन्थस्य नाम एव कथयति यत् एषः ग्रन्थः महाभारतस्य कथायाः आधारेण रचितः अस्ति. द नेम् इट्सेल्फ इंडिकेट्स इट्स बेस्ड ऑन स्टोरीज इन महाभारत. अत्र 12 स्तबकानि सन्ति. सो ही यूजेस स्तबका हियर. ओके, सो देयर इट वाज कांडा. See this, when they say use this word, they don't use it just like loosely. The Kavi would have called it Kanda, so they call it Kanda. It's in the Valmiki style. Valmiki also uses Kanda Shabda, right? Ayodhya Kanda, like that. So same way. Kathayati yat Esha Grantha Dvadasha Stabakani Santi. Ananta Bhattasya Desha Kaladi Vishaye Adhikam Vivaranam na labhyate. Sadly, we don't know much about his time and place. षोडश शतकस्य आदिभागे एषः आसीत् इति पंडितैः ऊह्यते. by the shaili and other references made by others, contemporary linkings are found maybe. So he is supposed to be 16th, so that means he is in the last leg of glory of Samskrita. 16th century. Okay, Champu Bharatasya shaili kinchit praudha. So this is a little heavy. This is more strong, not easy, I think. So ye vyutpattim icchanti te yatha Champu Ramayanam tathaiva Champu Bharatam api patanti. Those who would like to understand the way in which words are derived, vyutpatti. So that means he is not only going by Rudibala. This Kavi, he uses his own constructions, which doesn't probably have historic Rudi Bala. That means no practiced usage of such words they have used. That's what they mean by Vyutpatti here. Okay, Tathaiva Champu Bharatam patanti. Kintu Champu Ramayane yavat madhuryam drishyate, the way in which there is a certain sweetness in Champu Ramayana, tavat madhuryam Champu Bharate na drishyate. So this doesn't hold water to the madhuryata that Champu Ramayanam holds. Okay, some comparison has been done. Vichitra kalpanayam shabda chamatkare cha kavehe visheshasaktihi. So there is more interest in a lot of imaginative creations. That means going beyond what Vyasa said, using his own imagination. That means Kavi Kalpana was more found embellished in Champu Bharata. And Shabda Chamatkara, a little bit more Dhamma type is there, rather than Arthalankara. Shabda Chamatkara means Shabdalankara a little bit. So this Kavi is more interested in sound play, is what is being mentioned here. Okay, Kavis don't consider sound play as the highest way of doing Alankara. They consider Arthalankara as the highest. Okay, all right. Arambhas tabakeshu kavya gunaha adhikataya drishyante. So in the beginning portions, in beginning stabakas, kavya gunaha adhikataya, there is more kavya. Okay, anyeshu katha sangrahasya eva pradhanyam drishyate. See, by this you see katha sangrahasya in the sense gadya bhage katha sangraha bhavati, kavya bhage tatha kathayaha agre gamanam na bhavati iti jnatum shaknumaha. We cannot realize that the Kavya Bhaga is not taking the Katha as much forward as a Gadya Bhaga does in these Granthas. So initially seems to be lot of energy spent on Kavya, later more energy spent on story progressions through Gadya. Okay, Champu Bharatasya api bahuni vyakhyanani upalabhyante. So even this has been well commented by others. Trivikrama Bhattaha. Trivikrama Bhattena Nalachampuhu, Madalasa Champuhu cha likite. So Nalachampuhu, which is Nala Upakhana, is part of definitely Mahabharata, and also in some Puranas it is found. And Madalasa Champuhu, Madalasa Champuhu. So let us remember these two. Trivikrama Bhatta. So we have seen Bhojadeva, which is Champu Ramayana, Ananta Bhatta, Champu Bharata, and we have come to Trivikrama Bhatta, and that is Nala Champu and Madala Sa Champuhu, Dirgha Sa Champuhu. Etasya aparam nama Simhadityah iti. Rashtrakuta Rajasya. So Rashtrakutas. So this is southern kings, mid and southern India kings, Rashtrakutas. Rashtrakuta Rajyasya Tritiya Indrasya Asthana Kavihi Asit Eshaha. The Indra the third in Rashtrakuta lineage, he was the court poet. Dashama Shatakasya Purvardhe Eshaha Asit. So that means in the 900s, 900 to 950. Dashama Shatakasya Purvardhe. Purva means first bhaga, Paschima means after, or Uttarardhe they use. Okay. Upalabdeshu Champu Grantheshu Nalachampuhu eva Adima. Oh, okay. So he put this down 900 and 950. That era, his creation as one that is oldest accessible to us. So interesting. Mahabharatasya Vanaparvani Sthita Naladaman Damayanti Katha eva etasya granthasya katha vastu. So based on Mahabharata's Vanaparva Akhyana of Naladamayanti Katha, he has put his down, Champu down. So it's quite narrow, focusing on Naladamayanti Katha. Okay, so that is Nalachampuhu. Kintu Swayamvara Paryanta Katha Nasti Atra. But we are missing missing all the color up to Swayamvara. Maybe it is last, I don't know. Or maybe he didn't focus on that. We don't know. Ataha Katha Bhagaha Apurnaha iva drishyate. So one feels that something is missing, either by the author not putting down, or something is lost to us, maybe. Trivikramaha Praudha Kavihi. He is a very high quality author. Atah Nalachampu Grante Praudha Shaili Drishyate. So he is not given to simplicity. So he has got a mature style. Kriyapadanam Vividhani Rupani Kavihi Visheshatah Prayunkte. So he looks like he plays with a lot of Kriya Padas, Tingantas. He plays a lot with them. Okay. So I think interesting. That means he's not a Kridanta fellow, maybe. That's what. Okay, so that is Trivikrama Bhatta. Next we have two more authors. Let us read about them, and I think can take a water break after reading, maybe. Neelakanta Dikshitah. Oh, Adbhutam. Neelakanta Dikshitah. Eshaha Neelakanta Vijaya Champuhu, named after his own name. So interesting. Okay, of course Neelakanta here not he is named after the Lord. So I think he is mentioning more about the Lord here. That is Shiva. Neelakanta Vijaya Champu, or maybe a king was named so, we don't know. Iti Grantham, we will see now. Iti Grantham Rachitavan Asti. Yeshaha Prasiddha Panditasya Appaya Dikshitasya Sahodaraha. Appaya Dikshita is very famous. Okay, he has is one of the great Sangeeta Kalanidhi of that era. Okay, right. So Appaya Dikshitasya Sahodaraha. Etasya Pituhu Nama. Even today, Carnatic Shaili, lot of songs are from this era. Etasya Pituhu Nama Narayana Dikshitaha iti. So his father is named Narayana Dikshita. Matuhu, so he is a brother of Appaya Dikshita, maybe a cousin brother, direct brother, clearly we don't know, maybe he would. Okay. Matuhu Nama Bhumi Devi iti. Neelakanta Dikshitaha Swagranthe Vadati Aham Etam Grantam. Appa, directly he has written. Okay, so 4738 Tame Kali Varshe. So he starts with Kali Yuga Aramba. Okay, that's computes to Krista Shaka 17th century. So 1636, 17th century, early 17th century. So it's more than 300 years ago, about 300 years ago. Okay. Rachitavan iti. So he's literally put down the last year in which he completed the creation. Very good. Atah etattu spashtam yat eshah saptadashe shatake asit iti. Eshah Madurai Pandya Rajyasya, last vestiges of Pandya Raja. Okay. Madurai Pandya Rajasya Tirumala Nayakasya Asthana Panditaha asit. Okay, Tirumala Nayakas Asthana Pandit. If you go to Madurai, even today you will find the palace of this Nayaka Vamsha, Pandyas. Asit. They brought a mixture of Saurashtrian, Maharashtrian, Karnataka, all those. You can see a lot of mixture of cultures in these regions. Okay. Yeshah Mahakavyadvayam Ekam Natakam Shatakadvayam Darshana Granthancha Rachitavan asti. Mahakavyadvayam Natakam Shatakadvayam. Shataka is like Bhartrihari Niti Shataka, like that. Okay, 100 Muktakas. Okay, Shatakadvayam Darshana Granthan cha Rachitavan asti. Bahu Pandita. Adbhutam. Etasya Dvatrimshat Grantaha Upalabhyante. 32. Samudra Mathana Katha Nilakanta Vijaye Varnita asti. So Nilaga, so clearly it is Shiva. See, Samudra Mathana Katha. So this is about Samudra Mathana by Suras and Asuras. Of course, with the Shiva's help happens, na? All that Visha and all those stories we know. So Nilakanta Vijaye Varnita asti. Etasmin Granthe Pancha Ashwasaha. So he uses the word Ashwasa for the chapter breaks. Ashwasaha santi. Kavyochita Pratibha etasya kavehe. So a brightness that is proper for Kavya is there in this author. Vidambanatmaka chitrane yeshah nipunaha. Vidambana means some kind of mystery type of thing. Maybe Vidambana is like there are two ways. Hasya. Oh, okay, it's more Hasya. I thought Vidambana, I thought meant seed of doubt sense.
It
okay.
is like mockery.
It's like?
Mockery.
Mockery. Okay. Mockery. Oh, that it's one of the cruel forms of Hasya. Anyway, interesting. Okay, Vidambanatmaka chitrane yeshaha nipunaha. That means he is very good at cutting down people. Okay, interesting. We need that also sometimes. Actually, we see many Subhashitas are like this, no? Vidambanatmaka chitrane te nipunaha eva. Manohara varnanani etasya kavye bahuni. He's got a lot of beautiful descriptions of nature, maybe. Okay. Ataha Samskrita Sahitye etasya granthasya vishishtam sthanam asti. So there is a special place in Samskrita Sahitya in his, for us, this thing. But one thing I will tell about Samskrita Sahitya doesn't shy away from anything. So if something has to be cut down to pieces, it will cut it down to pieces. It doesn't try to hide anything. So, you know, for example, our Shastras did not just focus on all goody stuff. That's why it's likable, much likable. All practical, whatever is needed in life, including Kama, was dealt with in detail. Okay. Venkatadvarihi. So that is Nilakanta Dikshita. Okay. Venkatadvarihi. So his main kavya is Nilakanta Vijaya Champu, and it is about Samudra Mathana Katha. So that much you try to remember. Of course, 5 Ashwasas. Alright. The rest you can build some your own words, something. Okay. Difficult to remember literally all those. But also try to remember Pandya, Madurai, Tirumala Nayaka, 17th century. Few things you try to remember. Okay. Venkatadvarihi prasiddhasya Vishwagunadarsha Darshana. Okay. As I Vishwagunadarsha, I shouldn't have highlighted na. Okay. Prasiddhasya Vishwagunadarsha namakasya Champu Grantasya Rachayita. So Vishwagunadarsha. So looks like it is the way I have put a picture down, it is about some travelogue only. Hastigiri Champuhu Lakshmi Sahasram Yadava Pandit Pandaviyam Subhashita Kaustubaha Ityadeha Grantaha Api Etena Rachitaha Santi. So he is author of not just this, many more. Yeshaha Raghunatha Dikshitasya putraha. So he is also seems to be from that lineage. I don't know where Raghunatha Dikshita belongs. Let us see. Etasya mata Sitamba. So there it was Bhumi Devi for father of Nilakanta. Here it is Venkatadwari is Sitamba and Raghunatha Dikshita father. Yeshaha Nilakanta Dikshitasya Samakalinaha. So he was in that group. Okay, may not be in the same kingdom. Let's see. नीलकंठ दीक्षितस्य समकालीनः अतः एषः अपि 17 शतके आसीत् इति निर्णीतम् अस्ति. वेंकटाद्वरिः श्री वैष्णवमतानुयायी. So whereas looks like Nilakanta Dikshita Shaiva Matanuyayi clearly because his focus is also on that. So he was in a different branch and this guy was in a different branch. Vaishnava Matanuyayi. Okay. Vishwagunadarshe स्वतंत्र कल्पनायाः प्राधान्यम. So more Kavi's own imagination is important here in Vishwagunadarsha. Krishanuhu Vishwavasuhu ityetau Gandharvau Vishwavaichitriani etasmin grante nirupayatah. So one Gandharva imaginary character, Gandharva by name Krishanuhu, and one is Vishwavasuhu. Okay, so these two are the protagonists of this Vishwagunadarsha Kavya. So Vishwagunadarsha, I think probably Pullinga. Okay, so Krishanuhu Vishwavasuhu ityeto Gandharvo Vishwavaichitriani etasmin grante nirupit. So they in the mouth of these two Gandharvas, the different colorful details of the world are worldings as known by Venkatadwari, of course, okay, are explained. Nirupayatah means they established and explained in this grantha. Very interesting. Vimanena desha paryatanam kurvantau tau. So by traveling using a aircraft, Desha Nagara Nadi Punyasthaladini Jana Vyavaharancha Varnayataha. So not only they explain the physical things like the country, the city, the river and kshetras, etc. Also about certain details of the affairs of the people in these places. Interesting. So dips down a little bit more, the telescope goes down into the houses. Varnayataha. So this picture is very appropriate. Okay. Etasmin granthe stabakadi bhagaha nasanti. There is no attempt to break it into stabakas. Ekaikaha vishayaha ekaika vibhagayate. So one subject is one vibhaga, like that it goes. Interesting. Etasmin granthe padya bhagasya eva adikyam. So he is a little bit heavy on verses. Anusyuta katha atra nasti chedapi. There isn't one single thread story in this grantha. It's like a collection of stories, like what we call short story compendium. But with a flow of these two characters through the country. Anusyuta katha atra nasti chedapi manognya abhivyaktihi chittam ranjayati. The way in which he has put down the matter in a very likable way, it pleases our mind. Okay, so Venkatadwarihi Vishwagunadarsha. So good. So with that we conclude. So let us take a water break and come back and attempt these a few questions. Actually maybe we will we'll take a water break. 12:08. So 12. So another 4 minutes later we will gather back and do this exercise.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So welcome back. Let us do some crowdsource for these few questions. Okay. Again, this is all based on this particular lesson. So we should remember the verses involved. See if you can recall them. We'll do some crowdsourcing. You can unmute if you wish to participate. Rikta sthalam purayata. Fill in the blanks. Rikta means empty. Okay. Purakritam karma dash anugacchati. Easy. Kartaram anugacchati. Well done. So what was this? Yatha denu sahasreshu vatso vindati mataram tatha purakritam karma kartaram anugacchati. Very nice. It was verse actually. Yeah. Parivarena saha vartate iti saparivarah. Saha purvapada karmadhareha. Like that. Okay. So bahuvrihi. Kshameta. Not karmadhareha. Saparivarah. Saha purvapada bahuvrihi. Okay. Champu Bharata Grantasya Rachayita Ananta Bhatta. Ananda is my guru. Okay. Ananta Bhatta. Okay. Very good. Swaptum Icha Sushupsa. Oh, very good. Sushupsa. Okay. Swap plus san pratyaya. Sushupsa plus a krit added. Susupsha in strilinga. Okay. All right. Vigraha vakyani likhitva samasa prabhedam nirdishata. So we have two things to do. So first everybody participate in the Vigraha Vakya explanation, then identify the Samasa Prabheda. Dhanushpanihi, and pointer is Arjuna. Vyadikarana bahuvrihi. Very good. Because Saptami is used. Dhanuhu Parnau Yasya Saha Dhanushpanihi. Vyadikarana bahuvrihi. Modern Arjuna standing here. Okay. Vakrapuchaha Shunakaha. Very good. Samanadikarana. Very good. Vakram Pushcham Yasya Saha. The curved tail of whomsoever, he is a dog. I mean, Vakrapuchaha. Okay. Samanadikarana bahuvrihi. Very good. Sundara Bahuhu Devaha. Very good. Dvivachana. People did it correctly. Sundarau Bahu Yasya Saha. Well done. So because Bahupada Samanadikarana. But in Dvivachana. But Pratama Vibhakti Dvivachane Staha. Okay. Purvapadam Uttarapadam. Bhagna Padaha Krida Patuhu. Ayyo. Padaha is 1 feet. Hopefully we think he is only broken in 1 feet. So that is a good thing. Let us not break both his feet. So here Samanadikarana. So Pada Shabda is Napumska. So Padam. So Bhagnam Padam Prathama Vibhakti only. Bhagnam Padam Yasya Saha Bhagna Padaha. Okay. Oh, Bhagnaha Padaha. Padau. Okay. Padaha. Okay. All right. What does the textbook say? Okay, we'll check later. Okay. Bhagnaha Padaha is the way it seems. Anyway.
Only one leg.
1 leg, but Padam, it's not Padam Pada, it is Padaha Padau Padaha. Okay, so Pullinga. I also thought Bhagnam Padam, which is incorrect thing to say. Okay.
Book is also saying same, sir.
Pullinga only Padaha. So something to remember. We can make a mistake here easily. Okay. Kalushita Hridayaha Durjanaha. Hridayam, I think. Hridayam. Kalushitam Hridayam Yasya Saha. Okay. Napumsaka. So one whose heart is instilled with wrong beliefs. Something like that. Durjanaha. Well. Kalushitam Hridayam Yasya Saha. With, sir? Something you said.
I said tainted heart.
Tainted heart. Well done. Tainted heart, whomsoever. Correct. That's the correct English. Yeah. Smita Vadanaha Krishnaha. Samanadikarana. Okay. Now, Smaya Vadanaha, if it is there, maybe Smayaha Vadane Yasya Saha will become Vyadikarana. because the smile in whosoever's face, in Saptami will come. But here Smita is not having that Adhikarana sense, I think. So Smitam Vadanam Yasya Saha, the face itself is smiling sense. Okay. If you use the word smile there instead of smiling, then it will be different. Smaya Smayaha Vadane Yasya Saha also is possible. Okay. All right. Lambodaraha Ganapatihi. Now only doubt is Udaram va Udaraha va. I think we struggle with that. Okay, it is Udaram. Okay, Adaram, Maduram, something like that. Udaram is also in that class. Okay, Lambam Udaram Yasya Saha. That means the big stomach. Samanadikarana Bahuvrihi. Pot belly. Correct. Yeah. Elephant. So, Sasharam Danuhu. Sahitam. So
how
it is.
This is we are doing this one.
Bagini, what is the question?
No, this one, Sharena Sakitam, why it is not Vartate Idi or something like that?
Sharena Sahitam Vartate, you can add if you wish. Iti Sasharam. What is the one with the Shara? Dhanu. It can be Tunira also. It can be the quiver also. So you can apply this Bahuvrihi to Dhanu or Tunira or the quiver. But here they have put already Dhanu helping us. Huh?
Okay. Thank you.
Sharena Sahitam Sasharam. Sahapurvapada Bahuvrihi. Okay. So this lot of Samanadikarana, one or two different Vyadikarana and Sahapurvapada. Sometimes I wish they give us little chance. I put Smita Vadanaha and then put Smaya Vadanaha, something like that, and challenge us a little bit. It would have been interesting. Okay. Riktasthanam Purayata. Oh, now this is
Very
Sanantas. Sanadi lessons. Okay. Titirshavaha Taritum Ichavaha Titirshanti. Ayo, very cheap exercise. Sorry. Anyway, let's finish off. It's like I told, these are all now for us to collect in our scrapbook and keep practicing more than. Yeah. Jigrikshavaha Grahitum Ichavaha Jigrikshanti Grahitum Ichanti. This is becoming a child's play. Okay, interesting pictures. Okay. Jigatsavaha Attum Ichavaha Jigatsanti Attum Ichanti. Anybody knows what is this Attum?
Eat.
Yes, very good. To consume. Adu Bakshane is the dhatu. Adu. Okay. So Attum Ichanti. This guy is the Jigitsu. Jigatsu. Kshamyatam, not Jigitsu. Jigatsu. Okay. Ninishavaha Netum Ichavaha Ninishanti Netum Ichanti. So Netum is to carry. Okay, and don't confuse this with weaving or something. This is to carry. So Netum Ichanti. Jignasavaha Gnatum Ichavaha Jignasanti Shanti. I don't know why they didn't make this exercise challenging. They put it at the end of the lesson, and I think it would have been at least variety types. It would have been interesting. Like some places, Ichuhu, like that, something they could have given. Okay. All right. So.
ನಂಗೆ ಒಂದು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ.
ಕೇಳಿ, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್.
ಡೌಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಈಗ ಹೌ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಇದು ಲಿಂಗ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ.
ಹೌದು ಮೇಡಮ್, ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಕಾಲ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ನೇಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಮದರ್ ಟಂಗ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್. ಉದರಂ ವಾ ಉದರಹ ವಾ ವದನಂ ವಾ ವದನಹ ವಾ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ನಮಗೂ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Don't worry. See, what happens is you put down in the exam, if you think you are thinking it is likely pullinga, you put it in pullinga. Don't get flustered by it. It's not, you are not alone. Okay. So you over time only we can hope to get the linga right. Until we keep using the word some 100 times over our life, then only we'll end up saying udaram, not udaraha. Okay, that happens. There is no magic solution, unfortunately. Only magic solution is daily sahavasa with Samskrita language, which is what I am little lucky. I have some, try to join some such groups where somebody is teaching something. Doesn't matter if you are learning something new, repeating some learning. Just follow them as in your spare time. That's how you get.
Okay, thank you.
Not really, I didn't help you, but I only consoled you. Okay, so with that we end the 5th lesson. Okay, so please stand by as I jump into the 6th lesson. Please stand by.
Yes, sir. Just one note about Raja Bhoj Dev Rai.
Please, Bhagini.
Bhopal is named after Raja Bhoj. It was supposed to be Bhojpal earlier. It has renamed as Bhopal.
Such a, I mean, they should have kept it Bhojpal. It would have been so nice. Anyway, it's okay. Bhopal at least is close to Bhojpal. It didn't become some Nehru county or something like that. One day it might. Okay. Number 6. Okay. All right. So we have entered the 6th lesson. So सूक्तिः षष्ठे पाठे सूक्तिः एवम् अस्ति आपत्काले च संप्राप्ते okay let me check how it's recording आपत्काले च संप्राप्ते यन्मित्रं मित्रमेव तत् beautiful आपत्काले च संप्राप्ते यन्मित्रं मित्रमेव तत्
आपत्काले संप्राप्ते तद्विएव मित्रम्
one second yeah okay. So, apatkala means apatti or apat means adversity. So, apatkala means times of adversity. Saptami you see. So, in the times of adversity. Okay. So, apatkale cha. I mean, cha is there. Don't need to translate every time. Samprapte. When. So, this is Sati Saptami Prayoga. You see. Upon the begetting of the times of adversity. Upon is the sense of Sati Saptami there. Samprapte when it is obtained. Apatkala when it is obtained. When is coming from Sati Prayoga, this Saptami Prayoga. Yan mitram, yat mitram, whoever is a friend in that time, tat mitram eva. Tat is used because mitram is napumsaka shabda. So it's not yaha mitram, it is yat mitram. This is yan because of softening due to parasavaranya. Okay, and so tat mitram eva. So indeed one is a friend who is a friend in times of adversity. We don't at all. I mean, we completely agree with this. He alone is a friend who remains a friend in adversity also. So, kind of remains a friend is taken. Mahabharata. So, now I dug a lot. I spent some time on this thing. Where in Mahabharata did a lot of text searching with various moolas. I couldn't land on the Mahabharata portion where this is told. But doesn't matter. We do find this verse in probably in a similar color, if not the same as in Mahabharata, somewhere else. After all, it's a Subhashita.
ಕರ್ಣ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಕರ್ಣ ಕುಂತಿಗೆ ಬರಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳಲ್ಲ, ಕುಂತಿ ಮಗ ನೀನು ಬಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೇಕು.
ಭಗಿನಿ ಏವಂ ವದತಿ ಯದಾ ಕುಂತಿ ಕರ್ಣಂ ಆಹ್ವಯತಿ ವಾರ್ತಾಲಾಪಂ ಕರ್ತುಂ ಪ್ರಾಯಃ ಯುದ್ಧಾತ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ ಏವಂ ಕಿಂಚಿತ್ ವಕ್ತವ್ಯಂ ಆಸೀತ್ ಇತಿ ತದಾ ಕಿಂಚಿತ್ ಕರ್ಣಃ ಏವಂ ವದತಿ ಇತಿ ಭಗಿನಿ ವದಂತಿ ಅಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಯಾತ್ ತಥಾ ಮಯಾ ನ ಉಪಲಬ್ಧಂ ತು ತರ್ಹಿ ಏವಂ ಕೃತಂ ಮಯಾ ಅನ್ಯತ್ರ ಉಕ್ತಿಃ ಏಷಾ ಉಪಲಬ್ಧ पंचतंत्रे मित्र संप्राप्तिः इत्यत्र उपलभ्यते. आपत्काले तु संप्राप्ते यन्मित्रं मित्रमेव तत् वृद्धिकाले तु संप्राप्ते दुर्जनोपि सुहृद् भवेत्. The vidambana, the cutting by the kavi. Okay, so first part we know. Second part, what is saying? In the times of your bounty, even a bad fellow will become your friend. Beware of that. I mean, he is telling beware of friendships that come to your doorstep in the times of your bounty. So the second one is even more important than the first one. And this is aptly in the Mitra Samprapti chapter of Panchatantra. After all, we know Panchatantra is to teach these three princes about life and about Niti Shastra. That's the whole thing about this. Okay. Suhrut means a friend also. It's a Pullinga Shabda also. Okay. Whereas Mitra is an Apumsaka Shabda. Mitram. So apatkala samprapte sati yat sahayam datum bhavet tat eva mitram. Napumsake bhavet niswartham. Niswartham mitram bhavet. Vriddhi kale samprapte sati durjanah api suhrud bhavet swarthaya. Hanta. Hanta is like alert, like that. Etasmin tantre kapotaha. Where is that? Embedded is also important for us, right? This beautiful picture. Etasmin tantre kapotaha, mushakaha, kachchapaha, kakaha, harinaha. See again, pullinga ekavachana. Ityetesham parasparam mitra bhavaha maitri asit te sadasyaha. Mitra bhave sadasyaha. Etasmin sadasye. Sadasya means in that grouping. Okay. Apatitayam vipatyam satyam. So if anybody is falling into a difficulty in this grouping of friends, okay, stri sat saptami, parasparasya sahayena vipattehe vimuktaha abhuvan. So by helping each other they used to escape the danger in various stories that are enumerated in this section. So how having good friends is critical and how they help you to overcome difficulties in life is the essence of this. So it's nice.
Sir?
Yes, Varya.
Guru Varya, the meaning of the second line, buddhi kale tu samprapte durjanopi rudbhave. Means in our progressing time, even a bad person also can become friend.
Yeah. So basically, more than a statement, what it is an alert. Those who attempt to become your friends, please be aware that they could not be always with great intentions, because they notice that you are prosperous. And they, like flies coming to a fruit, they will come. Yeah. I think it's an alert by the Kavi. It's not a statement. That's how I read the bhava. Samasaha. So let us start with this segment in the morning session a little bit. We'll take some more time. Avyayi bhava samasaha. So slowly we are progressing in the world of samasa. So after Bahuvrihi, we have moved to this Avyayi bhava samasaha. Okay. So there is a sense of indeclinable that is emerging from this Avyayi bhava samasaha. Two words are combined to form this compound. Like always. Nothing new here. The meaning of the first word is prominent and the first word in the compound is an indeclinable. So this is what? Purva padartha pradanaha avyayi bhavaha lakshanakata. Pratama lakshanakatana. Purva padartha pradanaha avyayi bhavaha. Tatpurusha was the opposite. This thing, Uttara pada pradhanaha, Uttara padartha pradhanaha tatpurushaha iti asit. Atra Purva padartha pradhanaha avyayi bhavaha iti. Ubhaya is dvandva and apara is bahuvrihi. But further, Purva padam samasta padam cha avyaye bhavataha. So the Purva pada tends to be an avyaya. Prayaha, everywhere we should take prayaha, by the way. Exceptions are there. So praya means mostly like that. So Purva padam samasta padam cha avyaye bhavataha. Okay. So we will see the rest later. We'll come back to the teaching. Also the compound word itself is an indeclinable. So that's what this whole English is put in Shastric terms there a little bit. Here the compound is formed with the indeclinable upa in Upakrishnam, Krishnasya Samipe. So the Samipa word has taken on the Upa. It's like a What is the padatva for upa? Isn't it an upasarga? You may ask. Upa is an upasarga. Yes, it's list of the pradi or upasarga gana. But sometimes these upasargas, they take padasanya in the sentence level. Okay. So though it is sitting next to krish dhatu, there is a padasanya taken. Okay. So, but almost like an upapada sanya, you can say. It's almost an upapada sanya. So they do have a life of its own, and its life is treated as an life as an indeclinable, as a upa indeclinable. Okay. So here the compound is formed with the indeclinable, means which doesn't have other forms, which means near, and the noun Krishna. The compound word upakrishnam, this is CC, not upakrishna, upakrishnam, is an indeclinable. So what is upakrishnam referring to? About being near Krishna. It is not about Krishna directly, it's about the space near him, right? So the upa is the pradhana, next to is the pradhana, next to whom? Krishna. That is correct. So this upakrishnam is pointing to what? The space next to Krishna. It is not pointing to Krishna, it is not pointing to any other thing other than simply the space next to Krishna. Okay. So upakrishnam. So upakrishnam is a pointer to a sthala, to a location. Okay. Is an indeclinable. Also the sense of the first word upa is prominent. We can kind of conclude that, right? Because it's about the space next to Krishna. Thus the example contains all the characteristic feature of an avyayi bhava compound. So this is the very standard examples, upakrishnam for avyayi bhava. And though it is an indeclinable, in a sentence it has the saptami bhava. Like samipe has a saptami directly, right? So whatever is the vibhakti bhava of samipe obviously is carried by the upakrishnam also, though it is an indeclinable. So like atra, tatra, these are all saptami arthakas. Upakrishnam is also a locative pointer, so it is also saptam arthaka, in the sense it has the vibhakti sense of a saptami word. Okay. So though it is an indeclinable, so don't think of it as some karma pada or something because makara is there. It's a saptamyartaka avyayam, na tu dvitiyayam kutrapi na santi tat. Also the sense of the first word upa is prominent. Thus the example contains all the characteristics which are avyayi bhava compound. Okay. So let's finish reading the text and then go to other examples I may have shown. Avyayi bhava compound itself is of many types. A few important ones are given below. So it's not like this avyayi bhava is not nicely, that kind of purva pada, this kind of uttara pada, this kind of. It is a whole collection of forms which generate this avyaya purva padas. Okay. So we have to almost learn it as a class of upa class, adhi class, nihi class, yatha class, like that, more or less. Okay. A few are shown. Okay. So remember it as actually it is known by the type of the first word itself which participates. Upa, it can be Krishnam, upa vriksham, upa griham, anything can belong in the uttarapada, another object can belong there. But purvapada is because of samipa word coming in the near that. Vrikshasya samipe, krishnasya samipe, grihasya samipe, like that standard construct. So upa hyphen something itself is a class, like. Okay, something that you have to remember. So our mind now has to latch on to what are the possible avyayi bhava sets that can within this book. Right now we don't need to go beyond this and learn more than what is there. This is enough to start with. So samipe is becoming upa. So upavriksham vrikshasya samipe, near the tree. Adhihari harau iti. See here, this is not samipyam, this is like in hari. So this is actually a near the tree. Here this is inside hari. So this is that adhikarana bhava belonging inside hari itself. Harau iti, in hari. So mama bhakti adhihari, like that, something like that. Okay, let us see. Saptami directly. I mean, just like upavriksham is also saptamyartaka, adhihari is also saptamyartaka, but it is inside hari itself. Okay. Yeah. So nirjanam, jananam abhavaha. So this is again a location which is bereft of people. So again a location, you see. So nirjanam, without people, some desolate place like that. Okay, then shaktim anatikramya yatha shakti. This is slightly different from this. Okay, so this is having a different avyayatva, not exactly locative. This is little bit more like kriya vachaka, what you call kriya visheshana type. Okay, it is having more association to the action being conducted in a certain way. So it's slightly different in the meaning color to the earlier three. Shaktim anatikramya, without exceeding the capability, yatha shakti. Okay, so many anatikramyas can come in place of shakti. Other things can say yuktim anatikramya, many other things can come. Okay, so then anurupam, rupasya yogyam. So this one has a pointer to an object which is similar to somebody else. So rupasya yogyam, are basically compatible with somebody else. So anurupam, for example, this one I have seen take vibhaktis, though they say it is a avyaya. I have seen anurupaha derived. That means there is a visheshanatva angle to the pratipadika generated like this, anurupa. So anurupa, anurupaha is also seen. So that means there is some path to go from this pratipadika to non-avyaya forms. But I think as an avyaya it has a life as anurupam. So bhavatyaha anurupam varaha asti shivaha. Like this you can tell to Parvati, hey Parvati, bhavatyaha anurupam varaha. So vidheka bhava, using an avyaya, anurupam varaha asti shivaha, like that. Okay, so there it is taking a kind of prathama vibhakti vidheka bhava visheshana, not a visheshana because linga samya is not there, but vidheya qualifier to Shiva. Okay, anurupam varaha, but you can also use anurupaha varaha. I have seen that also. So I don't know how to conclude that genesis. I don't know the vyutpati, how it goes there, but it is there. I have seen. I don't know whether it is shuddha or ashuddha, but I have seen. Prati vriksham, vriksham prati, every single tree. So this is another repetitive reference to multiple entities. This prati purvapada comes into genesis. So but luckily it is there in the sentence vigraha also, same way. So yogyam is anu, according. Prati is directly participating both in the vigraha and in the purvapada. Yes, somebody had a question.
Yeah, Arya. Nagraju here. I like anurupam. Another word could be anuragam, right? Which is a very common usage. That means he is worthy of loving.
Potentially, yeah. Anuragam. But anuraga is used more as an upasarga of returning an affection type of sense.
Oh, is it?
A little bit more in the upasarga sense of anu of the raga shown by another anuraga. Tasmin maya mama anuragaha asti, like that we use raga shabdesar. So okay. Anuragam I have not seen. We will see. Maybe it is there in some place. We can dig up more examples by going into searches about this. Yeah.
Interestingly, I named my son many years ago as Anurag. Now I am trying to figure out the meaning.
Oh, now. Very interesting. But it's a nice name. It's a perfect name.
Yeah.
So you can take him, taken in the Bahuvrihi sense also. One in whom there is affection by others, and for him there is affection in others. Both sense you can take.
I'll write to him actually. Thanks.
But do some digging to see if somebody has explained that samasa. Okay.
Okay.
Mahodaya.
Ekam nimisham.
Can you say nirdhanam?
Nirdhanam, dhanasya abhavaha nirdhanam. Yeah. Niraishwaryam, nirdhanam, nirjanam. Yes, you can put dhana in the category of abhava, definitely.
But it sounds similar to nirdhana also.
But that's what I said. There is another path to generate it as a visheshana. But nirdhanam as an avyaya is generated by avyayi bhava. Dhanasya abhavaha. Like that. Nirdhanam. It's an avyaya shabda generated like that. So you can use it in that sense. Tasya karyalaya tu nirdhanam asti. Like that. You can stay in napumsaka.
And coming back to Anuragam, can we say Ragam Anusarati iti Anuragam?
Anuragam, if you take Napumsaka Avyayi Bhava Samasa, you should say Ragasya Yogyam only.
Ragasya Yogyam.
One that is deserving, worthy of affection, like that.
If you say Anuragaha, then can we say
yeah, there can be a different path because which generating is a Visheshana. So you can take Ragaha Yasmin Asti, something like that. I don't know, Upasarga Purvaka. So you have to go back to derivative of Raga, Shabda, see what dhatu, okay, Ruch dhatu, what is that, and put Anu behind that dhatu and generate that Kridanta, Anuraga. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, and how to distinguish between Radhi Samasaha and Avyayi Bhav, like in Tatpurush and in this
yeah, there you see Napumsakatva of the final word is not there, and it's not Uttarapada Pradana. Here this Pradi or the Uttarapada part, not always it is Pradi anyway, by the way, right? Some are Pradis, yes, you are right. But they are all taken as Padasangnya in this case, and the basically, but the word that is used in Vigraha is not exactly them. Samipa is used for Rupa, and Saptami Bhava of the other pada is used for Adhi, okay. Anatikramya is for Yatha, Abhava used for Nihi, Yogyata used for Anu, like that.
Mostly the final Samastapad is here either Napunsak or...
It is an Avyaya, not Napumsak.
It's an Avyaya.
Yeah, Avyaya. Anurupam is an Avyaya, you don't read it as Napumsaka. But like we said, there is Anurupaha and Anurupa usage. So then that there is a way to generate, because Anu is also available as an Upasarga with the Dhatu. So we have to take that path. Here it is being added at the Samasta level. So Anu has a Padasangnya almost here. Anyway, yeah, there is a challenge, I agree. So you stay with examples so that you know. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So Prativriksham, Pratigriham. So Sarvakaraha Pratigriham, how do you say, tax, whatever. Okay? Patram Preshayati, like that.
Karaha.
Karapatram. Thanks, Bhagini. Sarvakaraha Pratigriham Karapatram Preshayati, like that. So they send
Pratidinam api.
Pratidinam. Dinam Pratidinam. Correct. Every day sense. Very good. Pratidinam is another example. So in these examples, the indeclinables Upa, Adhi, Nir, Yatha, Anu, Prati. See, they call these indeclinable rather than as prefixes or upasargas. So they have a life as indeclinable also. Yatha definitely has, no doubt. Others, Yatha has a life in sentences, but others we typically use it as in the prefix mode, not in the special word mode. But I have seen for example, Ang, Upasarga, A has been separated into a separate word in many places rather than joined with some dhatu. I have seen its own life like that. So maybe the others do have like that. Prati is used a lot. Prati is used a lot. Lakshmanam Prati Uktavan, like that we use. Yeah, Bhagini?
So Avyayibhav is only about these many indeclinables?
These are 6 examples. See, a few important ones are given below. In fact, even in the exercise, we will get to familiarize with a few more. So that's why, in addition to the examples in the main text, we have to follow the examples in the exercise also.
Okay.
Yeah. So now the important thing that has probably not been done is how to put them in sentences. So I have attempted a few for my own satisfaction. Okay. So Rameshaha Upavriksham Nidrati. Ramesha sleeps next to the tree. So that is the Saptami Bhava there. Okay, Kutra Nidrati, Upavriksham Nidrati. Asmabhihi Sarvam Adhihari Samarpaniyam. By us, everything should be dedicated to Adhihari. I mean, in Hari, like that. Okay. Ghoram Kananam Nirjanam Bhavati. So a very tough forest is bereft of people. Nirjanam bhavati. But this is not a visheshana to kananam, it's a vidheka bhava, it's a napumsaka, it's a avyaya shabda. Nirjanam iti bhitihi janayati. So kananam nirjanam asti iti bhitihi janayati. So it generates fear. Asmasu karmani. Yathashakti yathamati sahayam dasyami aham. As is my capability, as is my mentality. Both those with those. So according to that, I will give help. Like that. Kanyayaha anurupam varaha. See, videka bhavaha. That's what I was calling. Kathanchit anveshaniyaha. It's a tough one nowadays, as we know. Kanyayaha anurupam varaha kathanchit anveshaniyaha. Everybody wants foreign son-in-law. Such a madness. Mata pratiputram lalayati prativriksham palayati cha. Nice one. Mata pratiputram lalayati prativriksham palayati cha. Putram api palayati, but lalayitva palayati. Atra vriksham praya lalayati, but palayati. Evam. So one is pleases, another is protects or cares for. Like that. Okay. So we had a few more here. Avyaya, so this one, see, avyaya purva padaha, avyayottara padaha, avyaya padarahitaha. These are the technical classifications of avyayi bhava. These people have not tried to highlight that, because everything is avyaya purva pada they have focused on. That's a dominant one. For example, trinamapi aparityajya satrunam. So this one is not taking saha purvapada bahuvrihi sense. Okay, this is taking the sense of avyayi bhava satrunam. So we have to be little cautious. See, trinamapi aparityajya, without leaving even the grass. Satrunam gatavan. I mean, sasarvam saha nirgatavan. With everything he left, like that. Okay, so there sarvam aparityajya sasarvam, like that we have to go. Okay, but we better to use some small item as a reference than saying everything. So satrunam sounds better to describe. Ayo saha gatavan kila satrunam gatavan kimapi nasti tasya grihe iti, like that. He even didn't leave the grass on the ground before he left, like that. So he evacuated fully. Okay, so avyayottara padaha shakasya leshaha shakaprati. So prati word has come afterwards, and this is a little deep. You see, this leshaha is in sense of kana or alpa. So when there is only little bit something that resembles a vegetables in a shop, you can say ayo pashyatu tatra shakaprati asti. It's not really shaka. It's not a proper vegetable. It looks like a ghost of a vegetable that is there. So shakaprati is the style used there. Okay, so this is almost like pratikar, like a illusion of the shaka, that sense of prati, not this sense of prati as every sense. Okay,
namesake, another
namesake, correct. Leshaha is like namesake. Exactly. Okay,
that means if it comes in the Uttarapada, it is
dangerous.
This meaning.
Yeah, it's more like pratika. It is more like a illusion of the real. Yeah, avyaya pada rahitaha api asti. Pashyatu gangayaha pare gangam. So this is not a it's a saptami shabda. So it's almost an aluk samasa, you can say. So yeah, paraha pare saptami ekavachana shabda. I don't know why I said 0.0. I went to say 7.1. I think I have forgotten to edit. That's why I put the exclamatory mark, but I forgot to mention the vibhakti correctly. So pare gangam, but final pada is all avyaya. See, satrunam, shakaprati, pare gangam, these are all avyaya padas. So there is a deeper sense there, but I put it in grey saying don't worry. But you see satrunam, that kind of example is not here, but that is useful. Aparityajya, sense of sa. Okay, so learn this pairing. So samipe upa saptami iti. Okay, the harau iti ityasta adi abhavaha nihi Anatikramya yatha yogyam anu prati itself. I mean pratyekam ityasmin arte prati. Pratyekam, you think of this. Pratyekam ityasmin arte prati. Okay. So let's call it a morning. Okay. I have well exceeded. So let us catch up with all the samasas rules, a little bit common rules that are explained next in the afternoon session. So please have a nice lunch break and come back in the afternoon. We will study some more before calling it a year this time. Sadly, the 2024 is going from us. Okay, guys. Thank you for joining in good numbers.
Mahodaya.
Varye.
Actually, I have not understood that properly. Videyaka bhava, what is that? Sorry, I am
see, basically
again.
there are many pairings. There is a sense. Okay, let me use a few extra minutes to explain to Bhagini. I will see if I can do it in another class. I thought we may have done it in this series. I don't know. So there is some important thing called Visheshya Vishesha Bhava Kila. We have learnt a lot about Visheshya Visheshana. Visheshya Visheshana Bhava. So that is a pairing of words as a qualifier and a described word. Visheshya is the described word and the description or the qualifier word is Visheshana. So there is a rule, same vibhakti, same vachana, same vibhakti vachana and what linga, right? So those three are very important there. But there is another relationship of words, when assignment relationship we call that. That may be easier for you to understand when I say assignment in relationship. Like when we say Rama is a friend, right? When I want to say that in Sanskritam, I can say Ramaha mama mitram asti. Rama is a pullinga shabda. Mitram is a napumsaka. I am assigning the mitratva. I am not killing the linga of mitram shabda as napumsaka. So it is not a Visheshana. Mitram is not being implied as a direct Visheshana to Rama, though there is a Visheshana quality in it. He being my friend is a Visheshana quality. So this we call Vidheyaka Bhava. Okay. We are assigning the Anurupam here in the 5th sentence on the screen to Vara Shabda, which is a Pullinga Shabda. Okay, that's all. That much you know now. Don't worry more than that. There are few other pairing relationships like that. One of the thing is Vidheyaka Bhava and another is Visheshana Bhava. Visheshana Visheshya Sambandha. Vidheyaka and something is there. Vidheya Sambandha or something is there in the other side. I am forgetting the Shastrik name. Uddeshya. Thanks, Varya. Thanks. Uddeshya Vidheyaka Sambandha. And there is Visheshana Visheshya Sambandha, like, or Visheshya Visheshana Sambandha, to go in the same order. Okay? All right.
Okay, Dhanyavada. Sorry for again asking.
Why sorry? Oh, no sorry. We also try to study many times to remember things. No problem. See you guys. Afternoon 3 o'clock. Bye.
Dhanyavada.
Recording.